Hello everyone and welcome to episode 12 of my series Simply Cooking by Chris Henry. I still cannot believe this is episode 12. I mean it's just like every week I say to myself, when am I going to stop doing this? But I realize now that I will never stop because I realize that you guys actually love the series. You've been asking me questions, comments. I'm absolutely amazed that I'm continue doing this. I'm doing it because of you guys, and thank you for all the wonderful comments. And I'm even gonna thank all the people that's giving me negative comments too, because you know why? Negative comments is as good as positive comments. Remember, nobody in the world is perfect, and you have to remember, if you have an idea, go for the idea and don't care what people think about you or what their idea is, because at the end of the day, you're making yourself happy, you're doing what you want to do, and it's important. Remember that. Always follow your dreams and do whatever you feel that's gonna make you happy. Remember that. Okay, so today, what am I going to make? I am going to make fresh chicken pizza. Yes, fresh chicken pizza. Now, if you haven't watched my episode, part 10, Bakes Fried Chicken Bread, I encourage you to go back, watch this episode, because you really need to learn how to make the pita bread. And when I did that episode, part 10, this is what you need. This is how you need to prepare the dough for your pizza. So go back, watch episode 10, and come back and watch this episode, okay? So, why have I chosen pizza? I'll be honest with you, pizza for me is one of those things I have occasionally. I mean, I don't really eat pizza like a lot of the times. I basically just eat it, you know, when I am lazy to cook, or you know, if I'm having some friends over and we're going to watch a movie, or you know, if it's just going to be a casual evening with somebody, make pizza, make fresh pizza, have a glass of wine, and socialize. I mean, that is so important. Remember, socializing with good friends is extremely important for your mental health. And the whole of my series is about making you happy and keep your mental health perfect. Okay, so let me stop going on about me. Okay, before I even start the series, I always like to tell people, please be safe, okay? Wear an apron, use a mitten, because that is also very important, and practice good hygiene, okay? Remember, practice good hygiene, be safe, wear a mitten, wear an apron, wear a shirt. Do not follow my example, because I am Chris. And Chris has been doing this for many years, and he knows how to take care of himself, okay? Right, so now you've already know how to make this, the dough, because again, you should have watched episode 10. Let's make the dough to make the pizza. So I already have the dough, and actually I've put it in cling film, and what I did, I wrapped it up and I left it in the fridge, okay? Flour, okay, flour is very important, very, very important, because I'm gonna tell you why flour is very important. So let's go over these ingredients. What am I gonna use for my chicken pizza, fresh chicken pizza? Okay, I already have chicken breast, which I baked, and I made sure it was cooled down, and I actually added barbecue sauce to this. So it's cool chicken breast, and I've actually chopped it up, okay? You need, okay, tomato sauce or tomato ketchup. Not tomato ketchup, tomato sauce. Okay, what I like to use is like, I just go to the supermarket and I buy one of those. I mean, I know it's cheating. If you want to make fresh tomato sauce, that's a different story altogether. But I'm not gonna make fresh tomato sauce. I'm just gonna make this, use this, and that's it. Also, mushrooms. I love mushrooms. I'm gonna use some mushrooms in this. Some onions, love onions. Olives, I bought some olives, and what I did, I chopped it up, okay? So chopped up olives. You could buy olives in any grocery store. Okay, a little egg white. Yes, egg whites. Not egg whites, sorry. One egg, and I just beat it. And of course, you need cheese. And you also need a baking tray. What I did, I put foil over a baking tray, but upside down. Okay, I put the foil upside down on the baking tray, and I got it ready. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna add a little bit of oil to this baking tray. Why? Because when I put the dough on top of this, it's not gonna stick. So I'm gonna put some oil and I'm gonna rub it. If you see what I'm doing, okay? Okay, so this is ready. Right. First thing first, make sure your countertop is clean. I'm sorry, make sure your countertop is clean, because if it's not clean, you're gonna be making a dirty pizza. So please clean your countertop, prepare all your ingredients, and now we are ready to go. First thing, what am I going to do is I'm gonna put flour all over my countertop. Okay, make sure that you put enough flour over the countertop, because if you don't, what's gonna happen is that, it's gonna stick. So make sure you have enough flour. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just spread it around. Okay, good. And also, my rolling pin, make sure you have enough flour on the rolling pin too. And my pastry, so I'm gonna take it out. Remember to watch episode 10 before you do this episode. Okay, so I'm gonna remove this. Okay. Right. The pastry is absolutely perfect. Absolutely perfect. Okay. So I'm gonna use my rolling pin. Make sure you have flour over your rolling pin. It's very important. And what am I gonna do? I'm gonna roll the pastry. Actually, it's bread, pita bread. I don't know why I keep saying pastry, because it is pastry, but it's kind of pita bread. Remember, I made it last time I used it to make bakes, and it came out really good. So this is absolutely great. When you make it, leave it in the fridge overnight, okay? Because it really will be a lot better. Okay, now roll it and make sure that you roll it thinly, because I don't want the thick pizza. I want thinly sliced pizza. Okay, this is great. This is looking perfect. Okay. Perfect. So, I know everyone has a bowl. So make sure you have one of these bowls, and I'm going to use it to do a circle around the dough so it comes out perfect, okay? So I'm going to put this right in the middle. I'm going to turn it around. Okay. And what am I going to do? I have a knife, and I'm going to just, put the knife all around, and I'm going to remove the excess pastry. I don't need this anymore, so remove that. Okay. And I'm going to carefully lift this, put that aside, and this is it. Now, the next part of this is going to be a little difficult because you have to get this pastry or the pita bread on top of your baking tray. How are you going to do this? Make sure you have one of these spatulas. You lift up the pastry, carefully lift it up. Now this is going to be very difficult, especially if you're not used to doing this. I would say carefully lift it up. Okay. Now you see what I'm doing? I'm carefully lifting it. Okay. Now remember, this is not going to be easy if you haven't done this before. And then you put it right onto the baking tray and you arrange it. Okay, this came out really good. So I'm going to arrange it. Perfect. Now remember, this part is very difficult, so make sure that you have enough flour on your countertop before you do this, okay? Okay, so now, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna add a little cheese around the pita bread. Cheese around the pita bread. Okay. All around, not in the middle now, just around the edges of the pita bread. I'm gonna let you, you'll understand what I'm gonna do when I finish with this. Okay, great. Around the edges, perfect, almost done. Okay, and what am I gonna do now is I'm gonna fold the edges. You're gonna roll, actually I'm gonna roll the edges, I'm rolling it. Basically, what am I doing is I'm making a cheese crust pizza. Yes, and I mean, oh my gosh, it tastes great. Cheese crust pizza, that's what I'm doing basically. So I'm gonna roll it, continue rolling it. Wow, this is absolutely great. Now remember, roll it very carefully. Okay, remember you're trying to make the cheese go right into the crust. Okay, and then arrange it. Remember, take your time, arrange it. You want your pizza to look really, really great. Okay, now this is perfect. Okay, I want to show everyone what I'm doing. I always like to show people, you see, so basically the cheese around and I fold it in all the edges, okay? So now what do? Okay. You add the tomato sauce. Now try not to put too much sauce all together. Just make sure you just spoon it in. Okay, spoon the sauce. And you do not want the sauce to spill around the crust. Remember, the sauce only goes in the middle. Okie doke. And basically, this is just plain tomato sauce, which I bought in the grocery store. Okay. This is looking great. Okay. Okay, perfect. Okay. So now, what do? I add the onions. I don't know if I mentioned onions, but yeah, you add the onions to this now. Sprinkle the onions all around. I love onions. Onions is so good for you, by the way. Okay. Perfect. Onions. And I'm gonna add the raw mushrooms. I don't know if I had mentioned this, but you cut the mushrooms in little pieces and then you add the mushrooms around, okay? Add the mushrooms evenly, by the way. Okay, perfect. This is looking really good. Okay, now the olives, add the olives. I don't know about you, I don't like too much olives in my pizza. I just like to taste the olives, but if you like a lot of olives, you can put a lot of olives, but I'm only gonna put a little bit in this pizza. Okay, and finally, I'm gonna add the chicken. Now, you don't have to use chicken. You could use just vegetables. You could use whatever ingredients you want to use. Bacon, sausage. I mean, this is basically, I'm showing you how to make a fresh pizza. Okay, this is actually chicken barbecue. I baked the chicken, cut it in cubes, and I add some barbecue sauce. And now I make sure it's cold, and I'm gonna sprinkle it around my pizza. Okay, perfect. Okie doke. I like a lot of chicken. This is chicken pizza. So I'm gonna make sure every bite has chicken. Okay, so I'm gonna add a little more cheese to this. Just a little more cheese on the top. Actually, a lot of cheese, not a little. Add the cheese, sorry, add all the cheese. But remember, add the cheese around the pizza in the middle, okay? A lot of cheese. Okay, this is looking perfect. Okay, and before I put it in the oven, the eggs, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna dip my hands into the eggs and I'm gonna mix it around the crust of the pizza, around the crust, okay? Around the crust. Great. Okie doke. Perfect. And now, I just want to show you exactly how it looks. And this is it. Okay? As you see, it's, it's round, a lot of cheese on the top, all the ingredients, and this is ready for me to put into the oven. So let me put the oven on. Okay. So, you put it on a 350 degrees in the oven and you cook this for at least 30 to 35 minutes. After 20 minutes, check to make sure that it's actually, it's getting brown. And you just check the crust. If the crust is really nice and brown, you know that the pastry or the dough is actually cooking. But make sure 30-35 minutes and then put it on a high heat. Please preheat your oven. Remember, preheat your oven so your oven is nice and hot. Okay, so I'm gonna put this in. Okie doke, so let me do a little cleaning. Remember, hygiene is so important. Everything you do, make sure you clean after yourself. Because, I hate being a messy chef. Actually, I'm not a chef, I'm a cook. I hate being a messy cook. I always make sure that when I do anything, I always clean as I go. Perfect. Okay. So, let's put that in the middle. Guess what? The magic of television. I love it. I absolutely love it. I made a pizza an hour before I actually taped this show because I wanted to show you how it looked. So let me get my pizza out. Okay, so this is the pizza I made earlier. As you could see, it is nice. The crust is very nice, nicely brown. The cheese is melted, and also, this has been cooling for I would say 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, so I'm gonna cut this. Okay, remember, always take your time when you're doing things. Cut it slowly. So I'm gonna cut it in the middle. Okay. And actually, I'm gonna cut it again into 4 pieces. And I'm gonna cut each piece into 2 pieces. Okay. Okie doke. This is really great. Okay. Make sure. Okay, so now I'm gonna take a piece and I'm gonna add it onto a nice plate. There you go, onto a plate. And voila, this is pizza. Actually, I'm gonna taste this. I always like to taste my food so you know that, it tastes good. If it doesn't taste good, I'm gonna tell you about it. Oh my God. This is definitely pizza. It tastes really good. The barbecue sauce tastes wonderful. The olives and this is the perfect snack. If you want to serve it for dinner, you can do, but for me, this is the perfect snack and I love it. So this is my pizza. I hope you enjoy making it. I hope you have fun. I hope you continue enjoying my videos. And remember, do things that makes you happy. Be good to yourself before you be good to other people. I'm Chris Henry. I love you. Goodbye.